Last night's presidential debate between former President Donald Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris started off with a handshake. Then it was time to talk issues.
Yeah, many of you weighing in on the candidates' performances. We're joined now by Larry Sabato, the founder and director of the University of Virginia Center for Politics. Mr. Sabato, thanks for joining us this afternoon. We appreciate it.
Certainly. Happy to be with you.
All right, let's get to our first question here. You hope for a little style, a little substance during policy debates like we saw last night. What would you say that we got last night from each of the candidates?
Well, you've got more policy and substance than many debates I've seen. Anybody who expects a policy seminar in a debate, especially a presidential debate, is misled because there isn't enough time to have a thorough discussion of anything. And second, naturally, the candidates are going to use their best lines and they're going to spend most of their time attacking one another. So what did we get out of it? If you're asking about details of policy, not much. But policy was mentioned. At least some of the key subjects were brought up over and over again. Mainly what you got is a focus on how Kamala Harris is trying to run and a focus on how Donald Trump is trying to run. And that's all you can expect from a debate like this.
Now, I'm curious, what was the most important thing former President Trump, really had to do last night, and did he achieve it? Especially when I think of perhaps one of the objectives was tying Kamala Harris to Biden policies on things like the economy, immigration, things like that.
Well, you just said it. He was supposed to focus, according to his staff, on immigration, the economy, especially inflation, and some of the international situations that he claims to have been able to stop instantly had he been president this last term. Of course, we know that's true, but for a candidate who wasn't in office, you can claim anything. No one can disprove it. He tried to do that. I suppose his base was thrilled when he mentioned immigration. I don't think even many of them, believe the dogs and cats are being eaten story. That was a bit much. It was kind of unhinged.
Many looking at the debate expected Vice President Kamala Harris to at least talk about some of her policy. I think for a lot of voters that are still on the fence, they wanted to hear that sort of policy discussion. The vice president, the first question really didn't answer it, but kind of laying out her plan economically for home ownership and the like. Did she deliver for those voters that are still trying to decide who to vote for in the election?
Well, she delivered for some of them. Look, I question the validity of the claim that there are a lot of voters who don't know how they're going to vote. There are voters who say that because they don't want to get into a fight with family and friends. And they also say it because their real intention is to sit on the couch on election night or whole election day. They're not going to end up voting. So that isn't what debates are about. What debates are about is obviously getting the candidates on the record where you can, but it's also about energizing and enthusing your supporters, because in this day of polarization, when the two most powerful letters in the English alphabet are D and R, you want to motivate your people to get out and vote, to give small amounts of money when they can, to go door to door, volunteer time. That is the real payoff for debates. And I think Kamala Harris got that.
All right, Larry Sabato with University of Virginia Center for Politics. We, of course, appreciate your insight and your time tonight. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And right now on our website, our verified team has fact-checked a bunch of the claims made last night by both Vice President Harris and former President Trump.
You can head over to our website, that's WUSA9.com, or our free WUSA9 mobile app to see who was right and who was wrong about some of the claims made during the debate.